Good morning, class. So at this point, you guys had some homework, not so? Yes. And the homework was exercise. Page. We see. Let's get the book open. Page 31. Exercise 2.7, page 31. Alright, so at this point, I said we're going to do number 2 and 3, not so? Exercise 2.7, page 31. We are told that the width of a rectangle is x. So again, the rectangle. We draw the rectangle. The width of the rectangle is x. And its length is 20 minus x. Calculate the dimensions if the area of the rectangle is the maximum. So what do? We work out the area first. How do you work out the area of a rectangle? Length times width. So it's going to be 20 minus x times x, which is 20x minus x squared. So what do I do with this? I complete the square. So the area is equal to negative is common. I take x squared minus 20x plus a number minus that same number. What is the number in this case? It's going to be 20 times half, which is 10, and 10 squared is 100. Perfect square trinomial. So it's negative x minus 10 squared minus 100. If you negative into x minus 10 all squared plus 100. Okay, so what's the question? Calculate the dimensions. So it's going to be the area, the maximum area is going to give you 100, and it occurs at a width of 10 and the length of 20 minus 10, which is 10. Okay, you guys understand? Alright, and then number 3 was the next one. I must give you a test now, no? Don't forget. The test you wrote yesterday. Right, the perimeter of a rectangle is 400 centimeters. Again, you got the rectangle. The perimeter is 400. Calculate dimensions for which it has a maximum area. So if we let the width equal x. So my length will be in terms of x. Firstly, how do you calculate the perimeter of a rectangle? It's going to be 2 length plus 2 width. The perimeter in this case is 400, is 2 length plus 2 width, we get x. Not so. We take that over the equal sign, so it's 2 length is equal to 400 minus 2x. We get L on its own and divide by 2 is 200 minus x. Can you see that, people? So how do we calculate the area? It's length times width, which is 200 minus x times x. So it's going to be negative x squared plus 200x. Again, to complete the square, negative into x squared minus, isn't it the same as the previous one? Oh, that was 100. 20 and 10. So it's going to be negative 200x plus a number minus the same number. What's the number in this case? It's going to be 200 times a half, it's 100, and 100 squared is 10,000. So it's going to be x minus 100 squared minus 10,000. Multiply the negative in, so it's negative into x minus 100 squared plus 10,000. So the maximum area is equal to 10,000 centimeters squared, and it occurs with a width of 100, whilst the length is 200 minus x, which is 100 centimeters in that case. Okay. You all agree with that? Alright. Then I gave you, what did I give you for homework? As well was exercise 2.8. You had to do the first column, correct? Second column. Even numbers. Any issues there? Huh? Anybody made any mistakes? No problem. Then we did yesterday example 1 on page 34, correct? We didn't get to example 2. No? However, I gave you for homework numbers 1 to 4. Is that correct? Any problems there? No problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do now example 2. Please let me know if there are any problems. For homework, you're going to do the remainder of exercise 2.9. I'm not going to give you a lot of homework because you are writing on Tuesday. Okay? So use this weekend to revise all the topics that was covered, please. Okay? And then the last couple of minutes I'll just run through the tests memo. Okay? Is that okay? It's example 2 on page. Which page is this on, people? 35. I didn't give you a sum of 2.7. Huh? I must just give you that there. As we're doing every day, we just do 1 or 2 sums. Okay? Because why? If you don't understand the concept, you're just gonna lose everything. Yeah? You do for me number 4. Exercise 2.7. You only do number 4 for homework. Okay? Right. Example 2, page 35. The question says solve for x. So write this down. We're going to do it together. Right, so what's the first thing we're going to do? Factorize the denominators. Okay, so that must be factorized. And this here, what's going to happen here? Do we leave it like that? We swap it around. Swap it around. So do that quickly. Factorize the denominator and swap that around. Swap this around, what's going to happen? Negative comes out. Making this positive, negative. Not so? If that had to be a negative, it would have then resulted in a positive. And that fraction. You all okay with that? Right? Okay. What do we do now? What do you do now, people? LCM. So you write down the LCM quickly. Something like this has minimum 5 marks. This one in particular is much more than 5 marks. Okay. So what's the LCM? Sorry? X plus 2, x minus 3. I've accounted for that, I've accounted for that, got that? Yes. So it's going to be x plus 2, x minus 3. All agree with that? Right. What's my restriction? X cannot be equal to negative 2, yes, coming from there. And x cannot be equal to 3. X cannot be equal to negative 2, or x cannot be equal to 3. Which means to say, if the solutions are negative 2 or 3, you omit the solution. Okay? You guys understand? So what must the first fraction be multiplied by? So it's x minus 2 times x minus 3. I dropped the denominator here, okay? If this was an expression, then I can't drop the denominator. As you see, it's an equation, so I can drop the denominator. It's not so. Plus. What must x minus 3, x plus 2 be multiplied by? 1. Not so. What must x plus 2 be multiplied by? X minus 3. So it's x plus 1, x minus 3. And the last fraction must be multiplied by x plus 2. You all agree with that? So multiply out, I give you 2 minutes. Get it into standard form. Okay, and you solve the sum for me, okay? Okay, so let's wrap the sum up. What do we get? X squared, yes? Minus 5x plus 6. Some of you would say x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 is the same thing. Carry on. Plus x minus 8 equals x squared minus 2x minus 3 minus x squared. There must be a bracket here, not so, because this would work out to be x squared minus 4. With a negative in front will give us negative x squared plus 4. Okay. You will agree with that? Now what do? We add like to. Not so? So it's going to be x squared minus x squared. That cancels. We bring this x squared over, it becomes x squared, positive x squared. Then we have minus 5x plus 1 is minus 4x. That becomes plus 2x now. So it's minus 4x plus 2x is negative 2x. 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Plus 3 is 1. Minus 4 is negative 3. You all got that? Yes? So what is this now to us, eh? We try now, not so. Now what are the factors? X and x, 3 and 1. Plus and minus. The bigger one must be minus, so this is plus. So what do we say now? X is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 1. Not so. But if you look at the restriction, what we see? X cannot be equal to 3. So you omit that one. So x is equal to negative 1. People, you guys understand? Okay. So there we go. So I will record the test as well. But I'll hand out the test first, okay? I'll pause the video again. Right, so we're looking at test 2. Let me just get it open. You guessed the stuff. And how much did you get? You got the one you guessed right.
Yeah.
And all the others that you knew that you were using your head for, you got wrong.
I should know. There's one where I had no clue.
No clue. Okay. Which one is that?
3.1.
3.1. Okay.
And
3.1 is the completing of the square.
no, that's it. I didn't use the expression of
Okay, we'll sort it out now. Right, class test 2. Let's go with it. So firstly, we're going to break up and factorize. We don't have to break up. If you can factorize without breaking up, it's also fine. So it's going to be 2 times 5 to the x times 5 to the negative 1 plus 3 times 5 to the x times 5 squared over 4 times 5 to the x times 5 to the 1 minus 3 times 5 to the x. People, what is common in the numerator? 5x. So it's 2 times 5 to the negative 1 plus 3 times 5 squared all over 5 to the x into 4 times 5 minus 3. So that cancels, not so. So that's going to be 2 over 5, because that 5 is the negative 1, plus 5 squared is 25 times 3 is 75, over 20 minus 3. 20 minus 3 is 17 in the denominator. 5 times 75 is 25 to 35, 6, 7. 375 plus 2 is 377. So it's 377 divided by 5, which now can be written as 377 over 5 times 75 is 85. No? Is that correct? Yes. Okay. You all okay with that? Okay. Let's look at number 2. One point 2. One point 2 x to the minus 1 is 1 over x plus 1 over y over 1 over x squared minus 1 over y squared. What's your LCM on the top? xy. Not so. So you just multiply that by y and this by x. So it's going to be y plus x divided by, that's going to give you y squared, x squared, y squared as your LCM. So this must be multiplied by y squared. This must be multiplied by x squared to get the LCM. And if you equate it to they give you equivalent fractions. People, this is division. So what must happen? Change the multiplication, equivalent times. So it's y plus x over xy times x squared y squared over difference of two squares is y plus xy minus x. And as you can see, y plus x cancels y plus x. xy cancels with one of the x's and one of the y's in the numerator. So I got xy over y minus x. Can these x's cancel? No, because of that subtraction sign. Between a subtraction and addition, can't cancel again. Okay, you guys okay with that? Next one was 2.1. Question 2.1. Question 2.1. Exponential equation, solve for x. So it's going to be 2x times 2 to the 1 plus 2 to the x times 2 squared equals 6. 2 to the x is a common factor, is 2 plus 2 squared equals 6. What's 2 squared? 4 plus 2, 6. Divide by 6 both sides. That cancel. So 2 to the x equal to 1. Anything to power 0 is 1. Therefore x is equal to 0. Any confusion here? Okay. Which question did you lose your mark on, Michael?
I lost my mark on 1.2 and
1.2.
yes, sir, but I understand it. But I understand.
You understand it now?
And 2.3.
2.3, okay. $2.2? Yeah. This is a case story. So we say let k equal 2 to the x. As we know that 2 to the 2x can be written as 2 to the x squared. Okay, so it's going to be k squared plus 3k minus 4 is equal to 0. Trinomial. K and k, 4 and 1, plus and 1. So k is equal to negative 4 or k is equal to 1. What is k? 2 to the x. So 2 to the x equal to negative 4 or 2 to the x equal to 1. So that one's not going to work. Not so? On the other end, we got 2 to the x is equal to 2 to the 0. Therefore x equal to 0. Okay. Any issues here? You're shaking your head, but you didn't get full marks. Huh? You got it now. Okay. Important that you guys understand. You're writing on exactly these topics on Tuesday. $2.3 for 5 marks. Sorry about that. Alright, so at this point, what we're going to do first, solve for x. We're first going to isolate the root. So by taking that over, it becomes x plus 2 is equal to x minus 4. So what do we do now? Square both sides. So it becomes x plus 2 equals x squared minus 8x plus 16. You all agree with that? Now it becomes a quadratic equation, so it's x squared minus 8x minus x minus 9x. 16 minus 2 is going to give you 40. Trinomial, x and x, 7 and 2, both negative. So x is equal to 7 or x equal to 2. Now of course you must check this. Is that where you lost your mark?
Yeah.
You must check. Okay, so if you put 7 in here, so 7 plus 2 is 9, the square root of 9 is 3, 3 minus 7 is 4, minus 4, plus 4 is 0. So that one works. Not so? On the other end, we put 2 in, 2 plus 2 is 4, the root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is not 0. Okay, and there we go. Any confusion here? No. You're all shaking now. But nobody got 4 marks. Sorry? You understand it now. But it was taught to you in class. And you understood it then. Okay, so the idea, okay, I understand what you're saying. So my stance should be that I should give you more tests. Yes. Why? So that it helps you then to overcome that. What you talk? Yeah. What did you say?
Panic.
The panic.
Yeah.
Should overcome the panic. So I want you guys to do well. I mean, you see, I forgot that class was in the staff room. Imagine that somebody picked it up and saw it. Sorry? No, the class list. The class list was forgotten in the staff room. Yeah. And it was close to, your grade. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be called in. But you guys must work with. Right, 3.1, here we go. What do we do first? They ask the cost given the expression negative 3x squared plus 6x minus 4. Write the given expression in the form of a into x minus b squared plus, also known as the completing of the square form. Not so. So you get negative 3x squared plus 6x minus 4. We take out negative 3 as a common factor. So it's going to be x squared minus 2x. Negative 4 divided by 3 is 4 over 3. Not so. So you must add a number to complete the square with minus that same number. So what's the number in this case? 2 times half is 1 and 1 squared is 1. Perfect square trinomial. You all okay with that? So it's going to be negative 3 into x minus 1 squared. That was minus, so they must go minus, no? No, plus actually. We'll have factorized it. So negative 1 plus 4 over 3 is going to be positive a third. You all agree with that? So negative 3 multiplied by x minus 1 squared is negative 3 into x minus 1 squared minus 1. You all agree with that? Okay. And in 3.2, the question says, does this expression have a maximum or minimum? There's a maximum. That's all we needed today. If it asks you the maximum value, then you would have had the maximum value of negative 1. If they ask you at which value of x does it occur, it occurs at an x value of 1. Not so? People, you guys understand? Okay, any confusion here? No. Alright. So the next topic is solving the quadratic equation by, no, not factorization. Your homework is 2.9. So your next heading is solving quadratic equation by completing the square. We think must do this Monday. Okay. You'll start this afresh on Monday. You guys have like 5-10 minutes left. You can start with your homework now, okay? If you have any problems with the homework, you come to me now and we'll try and sort it out for you, okay? Otherwise, enjoy your weekend.